Paradox Rift has just released, and there is some major hype about some of the cards in this set. One of the cards I am looking forward to getting my hands on is the Roaring Moon EX with that absolutely insane Frenzied Gouging attack, which for 3 basic energies knocks out the opponent's active Pokemon.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But that does not come without a cost, so we're going to jump into the deck list and see what this card can do. So there is the big boy, the main big hitter from this deck, the Roaring Moon EX card, which has 230 HP, and we can boost that up because there is a lot of support cards in this deck to make this card a little bit better. It's pretty decent, but it does need that support. We've got 2 3 energy attacks there. We've got Frenzied Gouging, which is the big attack from this card, which knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon. However, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out in this way, this Pokemon does 200 damage to itself. So we do need to bear that in mind when we're taking knockouts. The other attack that we've got, which is still pretty decent, is that Calamity Storm attack, which does 100 damage, but if you discard a Stadium and play, it does 120 damage more. So we're hitting for 220, which is a pretty standard number. A lot of Pokemon V and EXs are around about that 220, 200 mark. So it's pretty decent, but as I've already said, there are a hell of a lot of support cards in this deck that we need to be running just to make sure that that Roaring Moon is ticking over regularly. So we do run 4 of those. We've got 4 Roaring Moons in this deck, and you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 Pokemon. Which is quite a low count. Yes, it is quite a low count, but the rest of the cards in here are support cards. We are going to need a lot of energy cards going to the discard, so we've got Radiant Greninja in there, which we all know what that does. We've got concealed cards. We're not going to be using it for Moonlight Shuriken in this deck. We are just using it to get those energies straight into the discard so that we can use some other cards to get them back onto the Roaring Moon EX. But we have got Lumineon, obviously staple, as now we've got Lumineon with Luminous Sign there, which when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, during your turn you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So we are going to be searching out some supporters with that Lumineon V. We've got the brand new Mew EX from 151, which has that restart ability. We might use this for attacking occasionally, but that restart ability, once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. So it's a good way of getting your hand right down to be able to get 3 brand new cards there. But we do have the Genome Hacking attack as well, which allows you to choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So that can come in pretty useful every now and again. And then we've got Squawkabilly EX, which a lot of decks are running nowadays. I think it's in Miraidon decks. It's in pretty much most decks that may need to hit off very, very quickly to start with, so Lugia decks and things like that. And we will be doing the same in this deck. We'll effectively be using it as Professor Research very, very early on if we're going first, because of that Squawk and Seize ability. So once during your first turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. You can't use more than 1 Squawk and Seize ability during your turn. However, it does only let you do it on the first turn. So those are the Pokemon. Very, very quick. We have just got the Roaring Moon. There is a standard Roaring Moon deck that has recently been released on TCG Live. This isn't that deck. This is a totally different deck. We've got 3 Battle VIP passes in here. Fairly standard nowadays. Allows you to search out 2 basic Pokemon on your first turn, but they are absolutely useless after that, which we all know. Then we have Dark Patch, which allows you to attach a basic Darkness energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So this is going to be another way that we're going to get those concealed cards energies back into play, which is a great way of doing it. We've got Earthen Vessel, which is a brand new card from Paradox Rift, which allows you to search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. But we do need to look at this bit at the top there, because you can only use this card if you discard another card from your hand. If you've got energies in there and you need additional energies in your hand, probably best just to get rid of those. Or obviously, we've already mentioned it, we've got the VIP passes, so after the first turn, we could be discarding those. We've got 2 escape ropes and 2 switching cards, just to switch between those Roaring Moon EX cards. We've got 1 Pal Pad, because we have got quite a low support count, and there is a reason for that, because we're also playing Pokestop. So once during each player's turn, that player may discard 3 cards from the top of their deck. If a player discarded any cards in this way, you put those item cards into your hand. So what potentially we might be doing is accidentally getting rid of some of the supporters, which we may need later on in the game. We've got Poké Gear in here, Poké Gear 3.0, which look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a supporter card you find there and put it into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So you are just looking for a supporter from those top 7 cards of your deck, which is great. We've got 4 Ultra Balls in there. I think we all know what that does. We've got 2 Count of Boss's Orders. We've just got the 1 of Iono. We have 1 Judge. We have 1 Penny, which can come in clutch in some occasions because it allows you to put one of your basic Pokemon and all attached cards into your hand. So what we can do is get rid of some of these 2 prize liabilities that we've got in play. The bigger cards from this deck, we've got Professor Sarda's Vitality, which is absolutely insane in this deck. It allows you to choose up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon and attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. If you attach any energy in this way, you get to draw 3 cards. So it's not only a draw engine, but it's also allowing us to get those dark energies back from the discard pile and put them onto the Roaring Moon. So if we've got 1 or 2 Roaring Moons set up, we can start slamming those energies. And that is the key to this deck. It's getting those Roaring Moons set up, ready to go as quickly as possible to allow you to get effectively a turn 2 knockout in some occasions. We have 3 Ancient Booster Energy Capsules, which again is another new card from Paradox Rift. And the Ancient Pokemon this card is attached to gets 60 plus HP, which is amazing. And recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by any special conditions, which again, brilliant. Allows us to get that Roaring Moon from a reasonably low. It's not overly low, but we've got 230 HP, so we're now looking at a 290, effectively a V-star level Pokemon there, which is great. We're running 1 Forest Sealstone, which on occasion is going to come in clutch because we've got the Lumineon V there, so we can play that to the bench, get supporter. And then we can also use the Forest Sealstone to look for any card and put it into your hand. So that can come in useful. We haven't got a V-Star ability in here as well, so it allows us to have a V-Star ability. And then we are just running the 12 Darkness Energies, which most of them, on most occasions, we're going to have about 10 of those in the discard pile, and they're going to be played onto the Pokemon straight from the discard pile. We will be playing them from hand as well. If we get Dark Patch, we can attach 1 from that. We can attach 1 from Sarda's Vitality, attach 1 from hand, and that Roaring Moon with its 3 energy Frenzied Gouging attack is hitting second turn for an absolute beast of a knockout. So let's get into some games and see how quickly we can get this set up. I do think we're playing against another Roaring Moon, and they are going first. The only reason I say that is that they have Roaring Moon sleeves. No other reason. So I'm stretching a little bit, I will admit. Oh, I will admit that. We do just get the 1 mulligan, which is nice. Very, very nice. The Ancient Booster Energy Capsule as well. Yeah, an Ultra Ball. Yeah, not the best. I'm gonna lie. Unless... this is winnable. This is first turn knockout winnable as well, actually. Don't like the fact that it's not the Charmander in the active, that's the only problem. Are they setting up to evolve next turn? Why would you do that? What if I Iono? Not that I'm going to, but what if I Iono? Okie dokie, we're going to attach for turn. Attach the booster energy capsule. We're going to Pokestop. We are going to Ultra Ball away to those 2 for the Squawkabilly. Starter. Okay, VIP pass. Nice move, Mr. Game. What have we got in hand? Ooh, okay. That changes things slightly. And then we can Greninja away the energy. Now I'm sort of wishing we had the... Mew. That was a bad move. That was a bad move. Okay, Squawkabilly. We're going to go the whole hog here. We do get another VIP pass, which means we can't get the Mew anymore, frustratingly. Does mean that we can check what's in deck. We got four Dark Patch. Great. It'd be nice if one of those was in hand. We get the one Roaring Moon. We can attach down here. What are they potentially going to do next turn? 180 max. I think we leave that in the active. Yeah, we're going to leave that in the active. Ugh, worries me. Is there anything they can do that's going to cause issues to us? Yeah, that would. Rare Candy Pidgeot, I think, would cause us issues. They're going to search out for either another Rare Candy or a Charizard. This is how that deck works. Sort of how it works a little bit. I'm guessing they've probably got whatever the other card is that they need in hand. It's a good deck. But I'm not going to lie. I really wanted to play this when it first came out. I wanted to build a physical deck. But the fact that it was just so used on TCG Live just did kill it a little bit for me. I'm hoping that this Roaring Moon doesn't do the same, to be honest. I really like this deck. I do really like it. I think this is going to be slightly cheaper. Something in my head is telling me that this is going to be slightly cheaper to build than the Charizard EX deck as well. Not sure what that is. Not sure what that is, but something's telling me it's going to be cheaper. Okie dokie, so we have got knockout next turn if they can boss that. If they can boss that Charizard. If they play the Charizard. But they are going to... That is going to cause us some issues. Sarda. 1. Dark Patch. Not necessarily. We are going to have to retreat. That's 2 boss. That was 2 boss. That was a mistake. That's what Pokestop does to you. Exactly what it does. We can get away with it a little bit with this deck because we've got a very low supporter count. We've got a very low Pokemon count. But we have got lots and lots and lots of items in here. They do get boss. Okay, so the intelligent play here. How many have we got here? Yeah. Dark Patch. To this bad boy here. We attach return. We get rid of another energy. Fortunately, we don't get... we don't get the... any form of switch. No, we don't want that one, do we? Is that backfire? It didn't backfire. Not exactly what we wanted. Does allow us to attach though, which is good. Earthen Vessel, Escape Rope. Yeah, we can just take the knockout with this, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to retreat. We are going to put this big bad boy up. 290. We're going to Frenzied Gouging for the knockout and hopefully frustrate them into conceding because I don't like Charizard decks. Yes, I'm salty. I don't mind. You know what? I really don't. I don't mind being called salty. We did prize a VIP pass. I don't. You know what? It's a little bit. It's a tad frustrating. A little bit frustrating. Red Candy Charizard. So they are taking the knockout on him. Oh, this confuses things a tad. This does cause issues a little bit because Gordon needs. Oh, I can attach return and do it again. Okay, that does mean they can take knockout with. Okay, let me work this out. So we attack with that. It's got 230, but it's not being knocked out. That's being knocked out, so they're on 4 and 4. We take the knockout with that. Yeah, this is a bit of a checkmate situation. That's causes issues. This is slightly part of the issue with this deck. What's that doing? 120, and they've got it with the Charizard EX anyway. So Charizard, Radiant Charizard. They do get the win here. And it's amazing to see that they've got 6 prize cards, and I still know that they have the win. Maybe that's part of the issue with just having the 8 Pokemon in the deck. Possibly. Is there a way around this? There are ways around it. They are taking knockouts, guaranteed. But I have to be very, very sensible with what we put up now. Okay. Not entirely over yet. Not entirely over because how many have we got in here? We've got plenty of dark in there, so we can attach there and attach there. How did we not get one of the other booster capsules? Have we prized it? We may have prized it, which causes slight issues here. I reckon we've prized it. Start patch. Oh, do I draw? What have we got in here? Trainers. Yeah, I don't want to risk losing the other boss, I don't think. But that takes the knockout, but it's on 200. It doesn't take the knockout because I haven't attached return. Okay. Can't go up into that. Probably brings one of those to it. Probably gives me the Charizard. Which I'm down to 3. So I've got to take two big boys out. Okay. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to Frenzied Gouging to take the Charizard out. But they are taking the knockout next turn. With either of those Pokemon. No, with the Charizard they only need to attach 1 edge. That helps, but it's a bit too late. Does help a little bit, I think. That's taking the knockout. We do only need to take. Yeah, we can sudden death win this, but it will just keep going on, and then sudden death will mean that we've got no attacking Pokemon left. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a wink on here. Maybe. If, it's a big if their plan is to Radiant Charizard us, we win this game. Because we have got boss in hand. And the fact that we've got boss in hand means that they take the knockout on... No, it doesn't. Ugh. Yeah, it's going in sudden death, frustratingly. Yeah. Yeah, it's going in sudden death. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm gonna... Do I take it to sudden death though? That's the thing. 1, 2... Got all 3 Roaring Moons in there. We need something to get them back out. Ugh. I'm not giving great content here, am I? I'm not giving great content at all. Okay. Apologies, but I am slightly frustrated with this. Ultra Ball, I want to see what's in there. So we're going to get rid of an Escape Rope. We're going to... Well, no, we're not. We're going to get rid of 2... Somehow, VIP passes I've got in my hand. And we're just going to have a quick look at the deck. Because... Is there a way of winning this? There isn't. Yeah, no. We've got to go to sudden death. Frustratingly. Because we are going to knock ourselves out next turn. This is annoying. This is very, very annoying. Yeah, I'm... No, I've... why not? Sudden death. Let's see what happens. I've got knockout on the next Pokemon though. That's the thing. So, I'm back here. I had a little bit of a brain fart while I was playing that game and completely forgot that we would go into sudden death. Now, sudden death works on a concept of 2 players winning at the same time. In this game, I knocked out a 2-prizer, but I also knocked out my own Roaring Moon EX, which is also a 2-prizer. As both of us had 2 prizes left, we both went down to 0 prize cards. Hence, we both won at the same time. This causes the game to go into something that's called sudden death, which doesn't happen an awful lot of time, and clearly it doesn't happen to me very often because I completely forgot how it works. And for anyone that doesn't know what sudden death is, has never played that type of game within the Pokémon TCG before, you've possibly never got to that point or never read the rule book or you've never had to do it. Basically, you start the game as if you were starting a brand new game. So coin flip, everything starts completely fresh. However, you start with 1 prize card, and it's the first player to take that 1 prize card that wins the game. Should the same thing happen again, you carry on with sudden death until you get a final winner. I forgot this, so let's get over to the sudden death game now and see how that panned out. Okie dokie. Let's see what we can do. There's always an option, there's always a chance. I think the chance for us is definitely to go second because we need the Sada. We need to try and attach 3 energies in 1 turn, which is possible with this deck, but it is reliant on Sada, VIP pass. There's a few things that we need to pop off here. 2 of them are there. Okie dokie. Oh, that really helps. That really, really helps. We're hitting for chunky amounts as well against Charizard. Oh, it's always exciting, isn't it? Always exciting. Okie dokie. So what do we need here? It's annoying because we still need 3 energies attached. Okie dokie. We are going first. We are... Oh no, do we want that? We don't want one of those, we want that and that. Because that does mean we can attach the turn. We can Concealed cards away that. And get a dark patch for 1 more energy. Pokestop. Oh, okay. We're going to Ultra Ball first. And we're going to go in for Lumineon. Because playing Lumineon to the bench allows us to have 1 card in deck, which is going to definitely be Sada for next turn if we don't hit off this turn. And then we're going to restart and hope for another dark patch. Have we got enough? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. Pokestop, dark patch, and we need energy as well. Well, the energy's in there, which is helpful. It could potentially take knockout next turn. No, because it's their first turn, so they can't do that, but they can. Yeah, we're going to end turn. Who would have thought Charizard? This is the problem. Charizard EX doesn't hit off as quickly as this does. And that is what might win us this game. Depends what they nest ball for here. They can nest ball Entei and things like that, but that could cause us some issues. Didn't see one there. I'd forgotten about this bad boy. I had definitely forgotten about that. We should have switched that in. Oh, they're taking knockout. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. They needed switch. Which I imagine they've probably got in hand. Have they? And we do get the win, which is absolutely amazing. Going into sudden death against Charizard, and you know what? Why not? Frenzied Gouging for the knockout. 200. It's just taking 60. It's taking 60 damage. It's taking less damage than we are, but we do get the win, which is fantastic because I thought that was over on multiple occasions. They had 6 prize cards left at one point, and I thought the game was over. Okay, so we do get the choice whether we can go first or second, and I'm going to go first. I was going to choose second so I could try and use Sada, but not the worst of hands, but not the best either, to be honest. Depends what we top deck. If we top deck something useful, wouldn't be terribly horrendous. We are going to just put that on the bench. We're going to attach return. We are going... It's a shame, really, we didn't go second. We're going to Pokestop. We're going to Pokestop. See what we can get. Because why not take the risk? Oh, that's why you don't take the risk. And we are then going to pass. Because... yes, Miraidon can get itself started up very, very quickly, but I don't think it can start punching that quickly. He says. This is where Electric Generator just smacks the Mew out of the active, isn't it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tying hands. The big boy on the bench. I research away a boss, which I'm not really disappointed with, to be honest. I've got the Mew. Electric Generator to the Raikou for Lightning Rondo. Interesting one. They got another one in hand. That would make sense, wouldn't it? S-Ball for another Flappy, probably. Another Mareep. Potentially. Come on. As much as I want to get rid of the iron, I want to get rid of everything. Is there any way I can take all of their Pokemon out in one shot? I don't think there is this early. I do want to get rid of this Iron Hands because it is going to cause us issues. I do get another electric generator, so 5, 10, 15, 20. They are taking the knockout with the Mew, which is annoying. Okie dokie. The frustrating thing here is if I get Dark Patch next turn. Oh, it gets a knockout. We need some serious, big time serious play next turn. We're taking the knockout on the Mew, which means that the Roaring Moon is coming into the active. Here comes the boy. We can attach for turn, and we can solder. Allows us to attach another. We get 3 more cards. Would have been easier if that was there already. Gonna Ultra Ball 4. Why Ultra Ball in 4? Do we want to get rid of the... Yeah, get rid of the Pal Pad. Why not? Get rid of the energy. Yes, I think. Sort of wanted the Greninja, but I wasn't really sure if I actually did. There we go. Get a Sarda for next turn as well. And then we're going to Pokestop. Best of Pokestops. I'm going to leave the Greninja, I think, and I'm just going to take Knockout with Calamity Storm. Have they got anything that can take? No, they haven't. With Calamity Storm, because I'm just going to get rid of the stadium. Take the Knockout. All of the energies are back in there, but it does put them in a little bit of a difficult situation where they need to hit an electric generator next turn for the Iron Hands play, if they want to do it that way. They also need the Flaffy. They might not have. Unless... We've still got quite a small bench as well, so I don't think the Raiku's doing an awful lot. Are they going to be able to get that back in then? The Miraidon deck is just... It went under the radar for such a long time. That's the strange thing about this deck. No one was playing it when it first came out. And there just seem to be enough Pokemon cards now to make it slightly better than it was. The Lightning Rondo is doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 140, 160. It's not taking the knockout. We can attach Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. And if we can get another Stadium card, we can take another knockout without putting ourselves down to... I mean, we'll be knocking ourselves out with Frenzied Gouging if they take the attack. So we don't really want to do that. They are using Forest Sealstone, which means they're probably going to look for... Are they going to go for a Miraidon straight away? They're going to look for something else. Dinning is winning after all. Arven or Overage. Okay. That causes some issues if they attach it. They can't attach the Raikou. They can look for the Miraidon. Or the Raichu. Oh, I forgot about that in this deck. It's horrendous. Probably because you... Oh no, they've only got 4 in there. So the Flappy can attach to Raichu. They haven't attached for turn, I don't think. Yep, run down. We need a Stadium card. And we do get a stadium card. Fantastic. So we're going to attach that to this. Going to solder. Oh, why did you do that? Why would you do such a thing? There wasn't a way of getting an energy anyway, but we can attach. Yeah, we can attach down here. And then we can poker stop. I do think the poker stop. Please, dark patch. Ball in there. So we're ready for the next turn as well, which is good. Do 20 for the knockout, so we can knock that out. That'll leave us down to 2 prize cards. They can take that. Yeah, I think we've got game here potentially. Potentially. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, that's only on 280. So we do Calamity Storm for the knockout on the Raikou and we get rid of the stadium. Another one for next turn, so if we get something like the Raichu up, we don't even need to do 200 damage to ourselves. Which is good. I think the fact that we've left the bench inactive as it is as well has helped a little bit here. Potentially they're going to go for another Miraidon. Have they got any more Miraidons? There's probably going to be 2 in... Yeah, there's another Miraidon. Do you know I'm hacking? Take the knockout on that. But we can then take the knockout with... Can we? No, we can't. We're going to have to... Yeah, 200 to ourselves. That's not terrible. That causes issues. But we have got Switch Cart in hand, so we can take knockout next turn. So we'll see what they can do. Because if they hit Lightning Generator, they can Genome Hack it and use the Frenzied Gouging attack on ourselves. Which we don't really want. I'm going to restart. Did they get it? Some glitchy stuff going on with this Forest Steel Stone up here. So we do get the win. Which is a good one because I didn't think we were going to get that. But, you know, it's one of those. Good game. Seemed to have a little bit of fun there, that guy did, to be fair. There was lots of thumbs up going on. And I'm going to take that as a positive sign, not a negative. So that was a good game. Good against Miraidon. Wasn't the Miraidon that we always see. It had Raichu. It had Iron Hands in, which is didn't really get its chance to shine with that either, which is a shame for them, but not for me. So yes, I think we do want to go first. Obviously, either way really is decent with this deck, because if we go second, we get the Sarda play. If we go first, potentially we can get the Squawk ability and hopefully get this deck thinned out. But we haven't got... It's not a terrible hand. Not a terrible hand. Starting with the Lumineon is a bit of a frustration, I'm not going to lie. We do get the 2 VIP passes, which means we can get 2 Roaring Moons out straight away. Don't really want to get rid of these 2 Sarda, so I am going to bring in the Mew and the Greninja. Okay. That's a little bit of a... Do I play sensibly here, or do I conceal cards? I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, I am a little bit going to regret it. I don't think there's much else we can do other than get the... Other than get the Lumineon out of the active and then pass. Okie dokie. Does mean we can't build this up with dark patches now, so we are reliant on Professor Sarda and a... the other card we need. An energy. Basic energy. Forget what an energy card is. For the play next turn to take the knockout on the Roaring Moon. It's a nice little mirror match. I imagine it's going to be a deck that a lot of people are going to mess around with for a long period of time. Whether people are going to stick with it is another matter. Obviously, Charizard was very, very different. The the fact that we have got cards like the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule makes me think that people probably will try to climb the ladder a little bit with this deck. Whether this is the standard version that you get with TCG Live, because that and the Goldengo deck are both decks that were given for free for the... I think one was with the Premium Battle Pass, one was with the Standard Battle Pass, so... Here we get on. Yeah, this plays out. It'll be interesting to see if by the next next release... I'm not sure if this is in there. Okay. They are getting that second Roaring Moon setup, but they have only got 2 cards in hand. So if one of those isn't a research, we're in a little bit of a tricky situation. Nice. They could solder and potentially get this Roaring Moon firing. I don't really like the sound of. You know, I know why the 2 solders, aren't they? Ugh. Okie dokie. Okay, that is good. We've got the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. We've got another Roaring Moon stick on the bench. We've got 2 energies here, one of which we can conceal cards away, and we've got Sarda. So we will be firing next turn if they can't get something going here. And the pause makes me think that potentially they're not going to. They can seal stone for a Sarda, maybe. They are going first. Second? No, it's their second turn. They have already used Iono though, so Sarda would be for next turn for them. I would imagine that the second Roaring Moon's probably going to end up in the active, so they're not going to be able to Dark Patch with that. Unless they do take the risk with the Radiant Greninja in the active. We've got a pretty decent hand here. We'll see how we get on. Decent hand. Earthen Sealstone would probably be pretty decent top deck for us. We can get rid of that VIP pass for that then as well. Alright, they've got 2. They are ready to solder next turn. However, we are going to attach the Ancient Booster onto that one. We're going to bench another Roaring Moon. We are going to conceal cards away the basic. Fantastic. We get another one, so we can actually get 2 attached as well, which is good. 2 more in hand. I think that puts us with 2 in the discard. Sarda for there, and we'll build this one up because he was first on the bench, so he gets first choice. That's second booster on him. Attach here. Yep, we're going to use Town Store as well before we get rid of it. We're going to use the... Anything else that we want from the Forest Sealstone specifically? The Sarda for next turn might be decent, but I don't think we particularly need to rush into that. We're going to attach that. We are then going to get rid of the Town Store, and we're going to Pokestop and hope we don't get rid of any Sardas. What do we get? Every time. Without fail. Use one of those to get rid of the IP pass. We don't need that anymore. 2 more basic energies. So we've got 5 basic energies in hand now. Which is good, but we can now take the knockout with Frenzied Gouging. That does leave us on 90 HP. But there's an awful lot riding on them. Actually getting the second Roaring Moon going on the next turn. We do get the Dark Patch as well, which is good. Because we can conceal cards away. We can get another one of these built up as well, which is fantastic. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Bit of a risky play. It does need an energy on to retreat as well. they do have a switch. 3 energies in their discard. We have 0 at the moment, but we do have 5 in hand. We've got Earthen Vessel, we've got concealed cards. We can get a few of those in the discard as well. It's good stuff. Can always take the risk with the poker gear and hope that bosses in those top 7 cards as well. Sensible play, which you know we don't like to do. The sensible play would just be to use Calamity Storm to get rid of the Pokestop and take the knockout on the Lumineon, but it does certainly look like we're going to be trading prize for prize. Interesting. Get rid of the boss. Okay. We can potentially get ourselves... What did they do with the energy switch? Did they not remove one of the energies from... I thought energy switch took the energy from this Roaring Moon onto the second Roaring Moon. So I'm guessing they either haven't got... Oh, it's the Galarian Moltres. Exciting. Do quite like this. They got another energy switch in hand. They haven't. It's good for us. Okie dokie. So what do? We conceal cards to start with to get rid of one of these basic energies because we have got the Dark Patch, which is good. We get a Sada as well, which is even better. But we're going to Dark Patch first. Get this guy going here. Poker gear and hope for boss, which we get. Fantastic. We can now attach here. We can rope and hope they put something in that we can take out. That's not a Bidoof. Don't put your Bidoof out. Do not put that Bidoof in the active. It's a Bidoof in the active. Okay. You're making us waste the boss now. You're making us waste the boss, and I don't appreciate that. This is the point usually where you see opponent concedes appear on the screen. Hopefully we get a full game out of this one. So... No, we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it. Frenzied Gouging for another knockout. And that leaves another of our Roaring Moons on 90 HP. We are now down to 2 prize cards, and they're still stuck on 6. We do get Dark Patch, so there is a concession. That's pretty much how this matchup works. It's whoever is quickest. We effectively did 0 damage there because we used Frenzied Gouging twice. But it is very, very much speed based. Okay, so they hit heads, and they are going first. Which we don't really... Well, actually, we don't mind with this deck, do we? We don't mind at all. It would have been slightly better if we would have got Sada. We're going to play Greninja as well, because we can get rid of that basic and Dark Patch it back in. Earthen Vessel for... And we are playing Mew. So we'll see how we get on with Mew. Obviously, they are weak to Dark. Not that it really matters, but... The big thing is, the reason I point that out is because we don't have to use the Frenzied Gouging attack if we can get a Pokestop in play. They might even have Lost City and things like that they play themselves. I don't know why they play Lost City if they're not taking the Roaring Moon out, to be honest, but... Okay. And of course, because it's Mew, they do open with VIP Pass. I would expect nothing less. Nothing less. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully they don't concede. Please don't concede. We want content. Don't concede. Gone straight along the airlines of the internet. I've just heard it in their ear. That they're playing Pokemon TCG live and they've just heard, don't concede. which means they're probably going to concede and leave the house. Just setting on fire. Okay, so they do get cram. No, they don't get cram. Wow, wow, wee, wow. We like that. Take it rid of. There's Lumineon. Okay, is it any card? Okay, so it's only Pokemon. I think with this deck as well, we are going to be playing Pokemon onto the bench as soon as we get them, so it doesn't cause us an awful lot of issues. There are only, as I've mentioned before, there are only 8 Pokemon in this deck anyway. So, and it's Scram again. Fantastic. We love it. We absolutely love it. Double turbo, so do to new. I can't evolve it. It does give us a nice target if we didn't want to use Sada. Catch return. That one. Yeah, there's the problem. We might need to use Sada. Frustratingly, we could have got the knockout this turn if they didn't get rid of the Lumineon. It does cause more issues than I originally made out. As it's a Mew deck, we are 3 minutes into the game. Well, that causes problems as well. And that's just mean. That's just mean. Okay. What do we want to do? We want an earthen vessel. Get rid of one of these. If the game will allow me to. Yeah, we get there finally. Take 2 of those out. Allows us to attach for turn. Do we want to support it? We could Sada if we hit it. Yeah, annoyingly, we didn't get a stadium from that. Yeah, we can't use it, can we? After the peaks in play. Okay. I think we just get another Roaring Moon set up then, if that's the case. Out the bench. Does then allow us to dark patch to the other one. Get the other one set up. I think that's all we can do, really. We have got the basic in hand for the next turn. They are ready to start hitting. And they can use... They can use 210. We're not taking that. 310. Okay, so 220 double. Yeah. Okay, so we can take the knockout on the Mew VMax. So if they do play that into the active, we don't even have to use the Frenzied Gouging. 130, 70. Yeah, they've got one option of attack here. But potentially take knockout. No, okay. We don't mind it. We don't mind it at all. You can keep it going. Sada. We haven't got any in there. Do we want anything from Lumineon? I don't think we do. No. No, we don't. No. We are just going to use Calamity Storm. We're going to get rid of the stadium. And it will take the knockout because obviously Mew Psychic's weak to the dark. So that gives us 3 prize cards. So we are ahead on prize cards, which is good for us because it's a big loss 2 prize deck. That's big as well. That is big. keep putting that Lumineon in all you want. Is that 3 grabber arms they've got rid of as well? Yeah, it hasn't really done much for them, has it? It is one of the big additions, obviously, to the Mew deck as well. I don't think there's an awful lot been added. It just sort of works, that's the thing. The Mew deck just works. So I don't think there is really much more that they want to add. We do get a dark patch, which is good. Not really, because we haven't got any in there. Mew VMax. So they will take the knockout on that, but we have got this bad boy here. So fingers crossed we can get him powered up. Because if we can get him powered up, if we get Sarda next turn, we top deck Sarda, or we top deck something that allows us to get Sarda, we might not entirely lose the game. Frustrating that we haven't got any more energies in the discard, because that does cause us issues. There's a few options. There are a few options we've got. So it's not all lost. Not all lost yet. See what we get. After the P, which helps us, because that means that we can start sticking energies onto this, but we do need Sarda and we do need an energy, which is a bit of an ask. A little bit of an ask. We have to put that on the bench. We have. There's just no option. Is that? We got rid of them. We can dark patch to this. Pokegear. For Sarda for the win, which is absolutely fantastic. This deck just works all the time, and I don't understand how. It's just a broken deck. It is just a broken deck. I mean, what we can do, we don't even need to use Frenzied Gouging. We can just use the standard Calamity Storm attack and just take the knockout. 3 prizes. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Mew VMax. So there is a look at this quite strange but seemingly effective Roaring Moon EX deck. I do think this deck is going to change over time. I added the Forest Sealstone just to get a little bit more consistency. Obviously, you've got to take that 200 damage to yourself into consideration. However, with the big count of Psychic decks that are out at the moment, you're even doing a decent amount with that Calamity Storm. If you've got a Stadium card in play, you're doing 220. For weakness, you're hitting for 440, which is absolutely immense numbers. We saw it against Mew EX. This card can do stuff. I would quite like this card to do well, and when new sets come out, there's going to be more of those ancient booster capsule type cards that come out, which will be quite excited to see how this card can develop and how decks can develop around it. But if you do like this card, the deck list will be in the description, and remember, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, because I absolutely love making these type of videos, and I hope that you like watching them. And if you do, subscribe to the channel, because we will have a load more Paradox Rift decks coming up on the channel soon. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any video at all. But until next time, thanks guys.